Hello and welcome to KLM Institute. Welcome to our in-depth analysis of a pivotal moment in international law regarding the Israel-Palestine conflict. The International Court of Justice, ICJ, recently ruled on the legality of Israel's actions in Gaza, a decision with profound legal and humanitarian implications. This landmark verdict not only reaffirms certain global positions, but also lays a foundation for future peace discussions and strategic policy actions. Let's explore the multi-faceted nature of this ruling and the potential shifts it could bring to the region. The long-standing Israel-Palestine conflict has roots stretching back over a century, marked by repeated cycles of violence, failed peace talks, and significant loss of life, especially among civilians. While previous resolutions from the UN Security Council and the General Assembly have called for de-escalation and mutual recognition, these diplomatic efforts have often faced political roadblocks. In recent years, the conflict's intensity has escalated, and the humanitarian impact has reached unprecedented levels. This ICJ decision represents a major turning point, as it provides a definitive legal framework within which future peace talks and humanitarian actions might be structured. It clarifies the international community's stance on Israel's occupation, the role of settlements, and the obligations of other states regarding their support for the occupation. The ICJ ruled overwhelmingly that the occupation of Gaza and the West Bank is unlawful under international law, emphasizing that states should not assist or support activities sustaining this occupation. This ruling places legal obligations on countries globally, urging them to halt any financial, military, or political support that may indirectly fuel the occupation. The court has underscored that continued settlements violate international law, further complicating Israel's international relationships. Countries and corporations engaging economically in these occupied territories must reconsider their involvement, as the decision implicitly calls for sanctions or restrictive measures against entities contributing to the occupation. One of the report's most heartbreaking aspects is its focus on the conflict's impact on children. With over 1 million children affected by the occupation in Gaza, the report draws attention to the severe mental, physical, and developmental harm sustained by young Palestinians. The Commission warns of a terrorism creation factory born out of trauma and frustration, as these children witness ongoing violence and limited opportunities for peace and stability. Without immediate intervention and a concrete peace process, this generation may grow up without hope, fostering further instability in the region. Comparative analysis. Lessons from post-war reconstruction. The report references past examples of post-war reconstruction, such as Germany and Japan after World War II, to highlight the contrast with Gaza. Unlike those cases, where the wars ended and reconstruction commenced, Gaza remains under occupation, perpetuating a cycle of violence and limiting recovery efforts. For a similar path to peace and stability, the report suggests that an immediate cessation of occupation is necessary to lay the groundwork for lasting resolution and future prosperity. Strategic and political challenges. Implementing this ruling remains challenging due to the complex geopolitical landscape. While many UN member states endorse the ICJ's position, achieving unified action will require navigating political alliances, economic dependencies, and regional alliances. Additionally, the court's ruling calls on the UN Security Council and General Assembly to establish clearer, enforceable standards to uphold the decision, potentially leading to economic sanctions or targeted measures against settlements and occupied territories. Looking ahead, a framework for peace. The ICJ decision holds promise as a guiding framework for renewed peace discussions, even if its immediate impact is limited. By setting a legal precedent, the ruling forces a re-evaluation of long-standing policies and urges both Israel and Palestine to consider constructive dialogues underpinned by international law. It may also shift global narratives, as countries reassess their involvement and aid to ensure they align with this new legal stance. Thank you for joining us in unpacking the ICJ's historic ruling on the Israel-Palestine conflict. This decision underscores the importance of international law in resolving complex geopolitical issues and offers a beacon of hope for renewed peace efforts. As this story continues to evolve, stay tuned for further updates on how the global community responds to these pressing humanitarian and legal challenges. Follow us for more insights into international law and its impact on world affairs.